Hello. Okay, so I just wanted to do a quick little mini tour. I did not build out all of Sanctuary, but I did do this part. I'm not going to finish this run. One of the saves got corrupted, so there's no sense in putting all that work into building when you could just end up losing everything anyway. So but I did kind of like what I had going here, and I'm probably going to continue this type of building on my next run. We're going to see how it goes. I did turn off 30 mods to do this one. I know it may not seem like a lot to some people, but I only kept CVC, build your own pool, and of course the utility mods like scrap everything, place anywhere, and things like that. So I did build a little bit of a little library. And my goal was to connect everything. On my very short run, I only picked up a few magazines, not too many. I do have Creation Club, so I did find one of the dogs. I do have all of the dogs. So I love the night sky in Fallout. In CVC, they have these bunks, which I'd never used before, and I'm actually really liking them a lot. Because you can make something pretty basic, but still make it look halfway decent, right? Like, it doesn't have to be all junky looking just because it's a wasteland style build. I do like boats. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that quite a few times before. And with the Creation Club stuff, I do get a lot of plants. And greenery does add a lot to a very simple build. You can do a lot with just a few well-placed decorations, so it doesn't have to look junky, right? The only thing I cannot stand I love a good wasteland build, but I can't stand a junky wasteland build. Just because it's wasteland doesn't have to be trashy. I did a little balcony up there just for the plants. Don't ask me how they water them. I have no idea. I just thought it looked cool. I did go ahead and put this as a little houseboat. I added no electrical. Oh yeah, one of the other mods that I did keep is the CBX small generator mod. It is really good for hiding generators and conduit. This was the first thing that I built, so I always build one foundational piece and then kind of work out from there. As you can see, on my second day, I knew something was wrong because there's a collision right here. It's not letting me pass here. It's not letting me pass here. I guess Gandalf doesn't want me to go that way. Also, it's on the other side, but I can go over here. Preston needs to shut it. I can go out this way. But the cool thing about this building, which I'd never really done before, kind of did before, was at Starlight with the amphitheater, was I added an indoor, because I love the railway cars. So I love the way that this kind of turned out. That's the ceiling, but it's actually the bottom of the railway cars. Anyway, I did go ahead and decorate a little bit in here. I don't have my videos of the Wasteland mod turned on, so they're just going to get regular old, please stand by TV. I did add a few little well-placed things here and there. Like I said, this is my style of Wasteland build. I don't even think they can cross over there. Oh, look, there's dog meat. He's so cool. Because they will gather. See how they gather right there, and they don't cross it. So, yeah, see, they can't even go over there. So there's definitely something wrong. This was going to, I never did make Mama Murphy's chair, but this was going to be her place. I made this for her. but I never did finish out the build. And I did build a pool, and we'll go look at that. And I did build some other things on top of there. I'll make my way over there in a second. As you can see, I didn't scrap everything in Sanctuary like I used to, because I wanted to do one thing at a time. And I was actually thinking about maybe incorporating some of the houses. But I did get this power armor. So I got a couple of 45s for the Slocum Joes. I got one T51 for the Sugar Bombs. And then that's the Atom Cats T60. And then I did get one Hellfire from the Enclave, but I put Minuteman Pan on there. And then this was my first, that was the T51 that you get at Concord. And I put the chrome painting on there. This is what I built for myself. I put just a little kitchen in here, you know, but I do like eating with friends. So have the Slocum Joes. I do like the Creation Club stuff. It's only the second time I've used the Creation Club stuff, and I really like it. This refrigerator is pretty cool because you don't have to decorate. It's already in there. This is all CVC right here. I kept the CVC mod because it is all wasteland style, and I'm gonna keep it on my second go around as well. I did manage to get all the bobbleheads, and I did use your Creation Club shelf to put it on there, and I put all the bobbleheads on there at once, so this is how the game will display it on its own. I didn't just put it down as I got them. So I actually really like that. I think it's cleaner and it keeps it up. This was the paint job that I used for this run for my combat armor that I'm wearing, all my weapons, and then my power armor. And I do love the T45. I don't know. It's just my favorite power armor. I like the way the headlamp is placed. The T51 is okay. I just don't like in the middle of the forehead. I just think this one just looks really good. And then the chest plate. I like the thing in the handles on the chest plate. I think it would be better if I could add Tesla coils on here, but you can't. I don't think you can add Tesla coils to the T45. I could be wrong, and I'm sure if I am, I'll be corrected quickly, but I don't think you can. So here we have, I put all the gardening stuff over here. I did try and keep some of the Sanctuary original things. I like to keep some of the integrity of the settlement that I'm building. We'll go in here first. So I did lose the workbench. This is only the second time I've lost the workbench, and I think it messed up the quest line as well. It's another reason why I'm not continuing on, but I did fix the roof in here. And then I wanted to go a little bit higher. I like to build up. And another reason is I have this recruitment beacon on for 4 days and I haven't had one settler, so I know something's wrong. I built this crow's nest up here. These are guard desks, okay, from CVC. I think these are pretty cool. Just so they could get a bird's eye view of everything. And it's actually a pretty good view of what I built of Sanctuary this time around. So of course we're going to have a rad storm.
May I suggest Radex?
You know, we're in the wasteland. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go sleep until it's, oh, might as well sleep till daytime.
Strong want to smash something.
Strong likes to jump on the bed, evidently. Get off the bed, dude. Okay. So I came over here, and as you can see, everything is connected. All these structures are connected, but they all have supports as well. Nothing is floating, right? Nothing is like, oh, how, you know. So if I were to build it in real life or in wasteland life, it actually makes sense. So I decided to use the garden glass panels for the pool. So, because I love looking through it, I just think it adds a lot more depth and creativity to it. I went ahead and put a little bar area in for the pool. I did not rebuild the bridge. This is probably my first playthrough since I've really started building that I haven't rebuilt the bridge because the scrap everything, it wouldn't let me scrap it. So there's definitely something wrong with the scrap everything mod, and I'm pretty sure that's what corrupted this this playthrough. So there's just a little pool, but we always have a pool. Here is, I'll just jump over one story of a couple more beds, some more living quarters, and then they have a nice little living room. I really think this is kind of cool, where you have a little indoor balcony. I love indoor balconies. Something about that just looks really cool, but it's very simple. You know, I tried to keep it simple, clean, but decorative at the same time. So it looks comfortable and cozy. I like the cozy feel. There's nothing like a good sanctuary sunrise. Isn't that just beautiful? So here we go. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you the very top. I did decide to go higher. You have a really tall build limit in Sanctuary, right? So it's a little bit lower than the crow's nest, but I love these capsules. This is all CBC. I will never turn off CBC. It is one of the best mods that I have found for decorating. It has a lot of building, a lot of useful building, and a lot of decorative building. I use the CBC probably the most out of all the mods I've ever had. There's a lot of mods that I'll just use one or two things, and everything else is just kind of junk to me. It's kind of worthless because there's stuff out there that has better things. But CBC is definitely one of my favorites. And that's pretty much Sanctuary for this run. I am going to do another run through, but I'm going to attempt to turn off the scrap everything. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I may try and reinstall and fix the mod and start a new playthrough that way. But we'll see. I'm just not sure because I don't have but 3 or 4 things turned on, so it shouldn't be an issue. So I'm not really sure, but one thing, I don't use the power armor, but I sure do like to collect it. I think it looks pretty cool. But anyway, that's just my mini build and my mini tour for this playthrough. I'm going to get to work on another one, and hopefully the goal is to always start a playthrough to build out all settlements. I haven't been able to do that in the last 3 or 4 playthroughs because of the game getting corrupted. So I'm going to attempt to do it again with a few mods. But if it breaks again, then I'm just going to turn everything off, and I'm just going to do a pure vanilla run through with, and then I'll build out everything in vanilla, and I'll just have to get super creative. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gives you a little bit of inspiration with building. If you ever have any questions about mods or building, let me know. And I will see you guys out in the wasteland next time.